Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, happy Wednesday, everyone. Let's talk about the temperatures first off. As you can see, not bad out there. You might need a hoodie or a light jacket as you step out the door for this morning with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. But hey, for this time of the year, we'll take these numbers. Still sitting at 50 degrees in St. George. Now, the higher elevation is a little colder, so do keep that in mind. As I mentioned, it's 50 in St. George right now. We take a live look here at Dixie Middle School. Notice the sheen or the shine that's showing up, I guess you could say, in the parking lot here at Dixie Middle School, an indication that we've got some wet roadways showing up there in portions of Washington County, so keep that in mind if you're traveling. Let me take you up in the higher elevations. This is around Ruby's Inn over towards Bryce Canyon, and as you can see, what a beautiful winter morning. We've got that snow coming down there as well as we take a live view here from Ruby's Inn. And you can see it's accumulating both on the grassy surfaces and, yes, on the roadways. But thankfully, the temperatures are cold enough for snow, but it's not cold enough to give you those icy roadways. They're more slushy in nature. Here's a live view of the radar, and you can see again in our southern mountains, seeing that snow coming down this morning here near Bryce Canyon over towards near the Bryan Head area. And then outside of that in the valleys, we've got some light rain that continues to make its way down as well. And this will be the pattern that will continue as we progress throughout the rest of today. We've got that low pressure chugging as an energy maker for us here, pulling that moisture up out of Arizona and depositing it here into southern Utah. So that's why we're seeing that activity making its way through parts of the Beehive State. As you look at the weather map here on a big picture, you can see this trail of moisture extends all the way down through Arizona and into the Pacific Ocean. So yes, we'll see multiple waves of moisture moving through here over the next 24 hours. Now, again, as we've been mentioning, this is going to highlight and target areas along and south of I-70. So we'll see off and on valley rain and snow this morning down towards the south. Notice as we go throughout today, some of that moisture tries to sneak into portions of Castle Country, the Wasatch back, potentially a spotty shower along the Wasatch front. But no doubt about it, I-70 and Point South is still going to be the main zone where we'll see that rain and snow continuing to come on down and make its way through the area. That's where we'll see the more intense precipitation. And then as we go into your Thursday, we keep it unsettled around here with more moisture chances rotating across the area in a more isolated to scattered form, so not nearly as widespread coverage. And then by Friday morning, we're on the very back side of the system, so we'll see a little wraparound moisture for the Uintas up in the southwest Wyoming, but then that system moves away, and now it looks like the next system is going to take a far south track that's going to be south of Utah, so even southern Utah may get spared from that final system. As far as rainfall totals go, again, there's going to be the potential of an additional quarter to a half an inch for some of our southern mountains in terms of liquid precipitation, but for most of us, about a tenth to a quarter of an inch will do, especially as you make your way a little further north up towards the Wasatch back into Cache Valley. Now, southern mountains, you still have that winter weather advisory. I showed you some of that snow coming down there for the mountains. Again, this has been extended until 5 o'clock this afternoon for that potential of some winter driving conditions, and we know it's fairly likely, but thankfully more slushy as opposed to icy out there. But an additional 6 to 9 inches, and we see that snow coming down good this morning. It's going to be possible above 8,000 feet with an additional 1 to 3 inches between 7,000 and 8,000 feet. So please be aware of that, particularly if you have travel plans here along State Route 12, State Route 14, and State Route 143. This is where we're likely going to be dealing with some of those slushy road conditions off and on throughout the next 24 hours. St. George, mid to upper 50s for highs with that rain fairly likely as we go throughout today, but in the mountains, that snow will be fairly likely. Showers will remain possible as we go into your Thursday, and then notice as we get towards the weekend, we dry things out with highs warming up to around the 60-degree mark. For our friends along the Wasatch Front, isolated shower chances will be with us for our Wednesday and the Thursday, tapering off early Friday, and the weekend right now looking pretty good with highs in the 50s and lows in the 30s. All right, let's get a check on the roads out there for you this morning. As we mentioned, across the southern half of the state, this is in Beaver. I-15 southbound, we've got that snow coming down as well. So if you're going to be making your way through the Beaver area along I-15, you'll be able to see we've got that unsettled weather conditions expected. As we take another view here at what's going on, this is I-70 westbound. This is at milepost 82. And yeah, you can see we've got snow coming down there as well. So make sure that you're aware. Again, we're talking more slushy as opposed to icy out there, but still, whenever there's winter weather around, it can cause some issues. Well, more on your traffic and weather coming up throughout the morning, but for now, send it back over to Matt.